Good morning. I'm so excited that I'm about to speak with Beverly Feldman, renowned shoe designer, liver of life, and the author of Too Much Is Not Enough, an amazing autobiography, scandalous, glamorous, rich. It is an absolutely fabulous read.
Okay.
Hi, you look amazing.
Well, thank you. You do too.
You absolutely look like an icon.
I am an icon. You
You
will
are an
be
icon.
too. I'll give you icon lessons.
So, should we get started?
Yeah.
And how much time do you have?
I have the rest of the year.
Thank you. You're the best, and I so appreciate this. I can't even tell you. Between you
Well,
and me, thank you. Okay, I am so excited.
I was obsessing on what to wear that was colorful, and then I found my favorite blouse.
You have to tell me about it.
It's an Hermes bullfighting blouse. And I guess I bought it in the 80s. I was a big Hermes client, and it's almost the last of the last of the last. I have the McCormick glass cactus glasses. Did you ever see those?
No.
If you look at these, they break. You see these? These are very famous. I had a complete set of these. I sold
They're
most of them. I was
stunning.
a big shopper. Big. I call myself a convicted shopaholic because I never got arrested. I was just, I've analyzed shopping, and shopping is just because I had a girlfriend staying with me for 3 weeks. She shopped every day. I stopped. I analyzed when you're addicted to things, you're addicted to anything that feels good. And
Hmm.
shopping for women feels great. So we keep shopping and shopping and shopping. But actually, shopping is filling a need. And that's all it's doing. If you're healthy in your head and you're happy with yourself, you're not out there shopping. Also, if you reach a different economic level in life, you stop shopping, which happened to me. And then I started selling. Thank God I bought everything that I bought because I've been living off of it now, and I turned it into a business, Pamela. My new business is I am a vintage retailer, but I've been
That's how I
selling.
found you. That's
I've
how
been,
I found you.
but I've been selling stuff. I've been selling stuff since I'm 10 years old because when I was like in Campfire Girls, we used to make things. We used to make pins out of alpha cereal, the cereal that was letters.
Alphabets.
Yeah, alphabets. And I used to make my friends' names on a pin, and then I would sell them to them.
I love
So
it.
I became a retailer at 10. And my philosophy in sales is there's many great artists. But if you can't sell your products, it's not worth anything. You have to be able to sell your art. And I've been gifted with that ability to sell. So I've been selling forever. Thank God.
Yes.
And, and things come in here. I just had a huge sale yesterday. And then now when I sell something, I don't do anything for the rest of the day. I feel like I had a really nice sale, and I just, that's it. I don't have to do anything for the rest of the day.
That's
So,
great. That's amazing. I love it. So let's start with your book.
okay, my book. Yeah.
That was my second introduction to Beverly Feldman, the book. Too Much
Thank
Is Not Enough. Highly recommend buying copies for all of my friends. It is it is a combination of the most amazing life story and the wit and literary prowess of Beverly Feldman.
And before ChatGPT, and
Yes.
I didn't really have an editor. There's so many mistakes in the book, but it's real letters. I have always had a very isolated life because I decided to move to Spain when I was 23 years old to be a shoe designer. So my way of communication was I was always writing letters and then emails to everybody, mostly complaining. And all my letters are the same thing. And I saved every letter and every communication, and everybody that I wrote to, everybody said, "Oh, you should write a book. You should write a book." And finally, after the divorces are devastating. They are really, it's like death, except they're still living. That's the whole thing. And really, I don't wish a divorce on anybody. But the beginning is I don't wish a marriage on anybody because the good thing is they should get married. Just marriage. I wrote the book to give women hope after divorce because it's so devastating. You just think your life is over, and usually they just destroy you in every way they can. And my husband absolutely destroyed me, my life, everything. And I got out of it. And then after I became, when you're married, you become a piece of furniture in the house. You're like a chair.
How so?
They don't talk to you. There's no communication. You end up like brother and sister. The sex go. I once said to him, "Where on the marriage certificate did this say it was the end of my sex life?" You know. But if they're not having sex with you, they're for sure they're having sex with somebody else. That's one sign. Okay. Once I got divorced and got over it, then my life became, I got my life back and I became who I was supposed to be and not a piece of furniture.
Why did you decide to write the book?
Because everybody kept telling me I should write a book. And I kept all the pages. And I guess at that point, my business had kind of collapsed and I didn't have too much to do. So organizing the pages was a big deal. I had pages and pages. I found I just cleaned out a closet. I put papers in there and I never went in the room. I never touched the papers for 30 years. And I had to clean it out. I called my assistant and he helped me clean it out because he just took the papers and he threw them in garbage bag. I saved some of my stuff. It was all my collections, all my designs, all my publicity. You have no idea. I sold shoes in 55 countries. I had publicity all over Asia. So I found the original book, binder with the original, I saved that. And I think I didn't have anything to do right then. And I had a couple girlfriends help me put it together. And that's how it was supposed to be written. So I wrote it.
That's amazing. Who did you write the book for?
I wrote the book for other women so they would know that you have a life after divorce because divorce is terrible. It's terrible. Now I spend my time watching YouTube. And I can't believe how many men and women kill each other after they instead of getting divorced, they just decide to murder each other. I said, oh, and we were married 17 years. He left because the business went down and the money went down. He had girlfriends the whole time. I was oblivious because I worked 24 hours a day, every weekend, everything. So he was having a very good time with money. We worked in the company together. This is a classic story. I'm not unique. It happens to movie stars. It happens to singers. It happens to other artists. And the husband always becomes jealous of the successful wife. They get a girlfriend because the girlfriend makes them feel more important. So what I did was when we got divorced, I went outside in my garden. And first of all, I said, I don't need anybody next to me to appreciate what a beautiful garden and home I have. So I have that power also. It really, really worked. It was impressive how well So next question.
So, one of the most important messages that I got from the book was that it's not just being creative and not just being an artist, but women have the power to support themselves, to be out in the world, wheeling and dealing, to work for themselves, to create their own lives, which is what you did after your divorce. And that message was the strongest message that I got from the book.
If you don't do it, no one's going to do it for you. That was my, that's been, my theory forever. If I don't get up every morning and try to sell or before try to create, no, I have the ability to make money out of air. That's another one of my talents. You can't be dependent on a man for anything. Nothing. Zip. I have a very bad opinion of men now. So you have to watching YouTube so much. I don't know. YouTube.
The other message that I got from your book is that you had this incredible talent, not only to design, but to create, actually create with materials and stones and gems and patterns and fabric and leather. And your designs are some of the most celebrated designs from the turn of the century.
I want to show you something now. I'm
Okay.
working on this now. It's kind of very interesting because I can't really design anything now because I can't get any factories. But I have this print. You see this print?
Stunning.
And
Stunning.
I have these gloves. These gloves, I don't know, for the smallest little hands. They're from the 50s. So I want to make a frame, and I have this glitter paper. I'm going to put the glitter paper on the sides, and then I'm going to bring it to my framer, and I'm going to make a really beautiful frame because I did very, very elaborate frames. When you come over here, I'll show you all the things I did for frames.
Oh my
I
gosh.
did a whole thing on I it, making frames was very creative. I'm taking you for a little walk right now.
Hmm.
Every frame I ever made was with the same guy. This is very interesting. I bought these old Spanish postcards,
Hmm.
have fabric on them. See them?
It's stunning.
And I brought him to the guy, and we made this frame. And it's nice because it's Spanish. I like it.
It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. Oh,
I
you know
kind
what
of
would be great, Beverly?
what?
Can you show me your closet or your museum?
Well, I can show you my vintage shop, which I just
Yes.
spent a
Yes.
week cleaning.
Hmm.
These are some of the shoes and some of the bags.
Amazing. Stunning.
I have so much; it's unbelievable. So these are the pants. Where are the pants? Look at these pants, Pamela. Can you see these?
Yes.
These are what I sold.
Wow.
I bought these
Oh my
pants
gosh.
40 years ago. 40 years ago. And I had them and I had them and I had them. And I just met, aren't they great? I bought them in California. So these are my vintage tables. I organized it really nice.
Hmm.
And I'm getting more mannequins.
Oh,
I
that
love this
skirt.
skirt.
Yeah.
I know. I just bought it. It's like great for the summertime. I'm getting more mannequins because there used to be a store in Paris called Colette, and you'd
Oh,
walk in
sure.
there.
Yeah.
And all she had was mannequins.
I love it.
This is the table.
Oh my gosh.
So I worked really hard to get this going. This is my whatever you call the wish board or love
The
board.
mood board.
Yeah, mood board from the 80s. Everything I wanted.
Wow.
You
Wow,
know.
wow, wow.
So pink doors.
Yes. I love it.
Somebody did a portrait of me.
Oh, beautiful. What I love about your life is that you had a very clear direction. You were very driven always. You
Wait,
knew, sorry.
I made 4-year plans.
Tell me about your 4-year plans.
I made 4-year plans of where I wanted to be in the next 4 years.
When did you start?
Really kind of young, you know. I had a plan for my life.
And was it constantly changing?
No, I was pretty much stuck to the plan.
Wow. And
you know,
achieved great success.
I was born with a gift, and the gift was my talent.
Hmm.
So I knew how to master the talent. The great talents of the world are discovered, like Barbra Streisand and whoever. They're discovered. You know, the world, the universe discovers you
Yes,
if you're that talented, but you have to work at it.
which you did.
Yeah. And, at 23, I picked up and came to Spain all by myself with my little
And
dog.
and why Spain?
Because at that time, you couldn't make any shoes in America. There were no factories. So you had to either go to Spain or Italy.
Hmm.
And I got my first job opportunity was in Spain. And I worked for this guy, and he was 27 years older than me. And now they have rules about sexual, whatever they call it, in the office place.
Harass
What,
harassment.
yeah, well, he sexually harassed me to no end. And I was here all by myself. And I just hated this guy. And that's how my shoe career started off. And he hired Oscar de la Renta to come in
Hmm.
because he needed a brand name for the department stores. And he forgot to tell me Oscar de la Renta was coming in. Oscar was so nice and sweet. And then I quit and I got a job. I went from hell to heaven. I worked for Andrew Geller. You ever hear of them?
Yes.
And I ended up with Andrew Geller in Italy, and it was a wonderful, wonderful job. They were just fantastic.
What did you do?
I was designing for them, and I didn't have to worry about being sexually harassed because the boss there already had a girlfriend.
But that's tough at 23.
Yeah, it made me tough. I'll tell you. Anyway, I got through that, but it was just a phase in my 4-year plan. 4 years with him, and then 4 years with Andrew Geller, and then 30, I started my own company.
And were you married at the time?
No, but I met my husband in Ibiza,
Hmm.
and I called up my boss in New York. Everybody loved him. His was Bert Geller. And I said, I'm going to be a couple days late. And he said, You met somebody. And I said, Yeah, I did. So I think the story's in the book. We
It
met.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
is.
wanted the captain of the ferry from Ibiza to Barcelona to marry us. And he said, You have to be out to sea for 24 hours. And I tried to get a rabbi in Paris to marry us, but we got married in November or December. I was so in love. I just wanted to be married since I
Hmm.
was in sixth grade,
Hmm.
you know, because they bring you up. You want to be married.
Is selling as much fun as shopping?
No. But selling is a high, selling is a high. Shopping, no, that's a good question. Selling is a high. Once I was in Bloomingdale's when everything was great, I walked in
Mhm.
there. I said, I've bought everything. There's nothing in the store for me to buy because I bought everything. And I'm sure other people have done that. You know, you've bought everything there is to buy. I mean, what is left to buy? I had everything. I had Cortese sheets, Hermes plates and glasses. We had two airplanes. I had an Hermes blanket in the airplane, and none of it makes you happy if you have a bad marriage and your husband is cheating on you with your girlfriend.
Tell me more about that.
After that, What? I never had another best friend ever.
And you discovered this.
Very slowly I discovered it was very painful. Nobody came up to me. She didn't come up to me. He didn't come up to me, but we kind of all figured it out. And I never talked to her ever again. I picked up the phone and let her have it. Now I've been exposed, thank you, YouTube. Husbands cheat on their wives with their sisters.
Yeah.
You know that.
Hmm.
They do disgusting things, husbands.
And they destroy families when they do this.
Sisters.
Yeah.
I have a friend, her husband had an affair with the sister. I think that's more disgusting than your best friend.
Yes. But
There's
still,
levels of
your
disgusting things.
your best friend was like a sister to you.
Yeah, because it was somebody I talked to every single day.
Right.
You know, whew, out of my life. Goodbye.
So
But
you re
I was codependent on her. It taught me not to be codependent on anybody. Not and keep writing letters to and journals to myself. If I have
Mhm.
something to write or talk, I write it to myself. I don't have to share it with anybody. Nobody's really interested in your life. That's what my new theory is. Everybody's got their own life to take care of.
Yes.
And, you know,
Yes. However, I read your book.
oh,
I think
thank
a
you.
lot of people will be interested in your life.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You, I stopped making my phone calls. I'm not so dependent on other people anymore. I wake up if I have something to write or something happened, I write it down.
Now, give me a little description of what the glamorous 80s and 90s were like.
How old were you then? Were you even born?
I graduated high school in 85.
80. That
I
was
was
right in the
sneaking into the
middle of
clubs in the city, Limelight, Tunnel, Palindrome. I was
you.
sneaking into those clubs when I was 15 and 16 years old.
Oh, bad girl. I used to go to Studio 54 and I loved dancing. And I'd stand on the dance floor and say, I'm probably the only person that has to be at work at 9 o'clock in the morning. I never did drugs. I could never manage cocaine. I couldn't sniff. I didn't have the ability to sniff. And I valued $100 bill.
Hmm.
But my one of my dearest friends was a major cocaine dealer, and I loved going out with her because she knew everybody. That was like wow. And I used to brag about her. Oh, my best friend in New York is a cocaine dealer, big, and she got busted. And I said, "Oh my God, it was
What
great."
happened?
She got busted. Somebody for the person to get a reduced sentence turned her in and but she was doing so much cocaine, like when she came to my house, she couldn't even finish the sentence. So by getting busted, she didn't get any jail sentence, but that got her off of cocaine really fast. It was really exciting. It was she was best friends with the guy that first came out with stretch limousines, and we went everywhere in stretch limousines. And if she didn't like something inside the limousine, she would stop and have them bring another limousine. It was like great. It was great. I used to start making up at 12 o'clock, so I was ready at 1, and then we would go out. I loved it.
And stay out till when?
3 or 4. That was in New York, and then I had the equivalent life in Ibiza, which was wild.
What was the
But
difference between New York and Ibiza?
in Ibiza, I was married, and we were like the king and queen of Ibiza. Once we went to one of the inn restaurants, I loved it. And they didn't have a table, and they brought in a table, Pamela, and they put the table down for us. I loved it. It was like, oh, I love this.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter what was. What matters is what is today.
Hmm.
Now I don't go out at all. I don't like to eat in restaurants. I like to eat at home. I don't travel at all. I always said if I can't go first class, I don't want to go at all. And I don't go. I enjoy shopping online and buying vintage stuff at a good price and reselling it. I'd rather do that than go to vintage markets and be with a lot of people and all of that. I'd rather do it online. It's easier.
I agree.
Also, I try to keep myself out of stores because I am a convicted shopaholic. And when I go into a store, my brain shuts down and it loses consciousness. And it's, oh, I like that. Yeah, I could do that.
Okay, now we're going to talk about color,
Okay.
because it's DomaChroma and we're all about color. I found you through color. Your colorful collections, your colorful designs, your clothing, your home, your colorful life. Tell me, how are you inspired by color?
Color makes you happy.
Mhm.
That's one thing. And I'd rather be happy than sad. In the wintertime, I wear a lot of black because it's just convenient to wear black in my house. But I'm surrounded by color. Everything in my house is color. All my furniture is colorful or leopard. And I love the idea of leopard with color.
Yes. Well, leopard is a neutral for color maximalists.
Did you see my leopard chair?
Yes.
I
Show
love that.
me, show me. Oh my gosh, I love it.
And it was secondhand.
Yes, but tell me about the fabric.
It's leopard velvet. And then I have a set Dolce& and Gabbana
Oh my gosh.
office chairs
Mm-hmm.
in my prior
Mm-hmm.
life. No, I relate to color.
Do you feel that color is an innate sense for you? You know what works right away and you know what doesn't work right away?
I hate yellow.
Okay.
I never did a yellow shoe in my life. I really never did a beige shoe or a tan shoe or tan brown. No, I don't understand yellow at all. I love orange in the summertime, and I like green. The bright green. This
Like a
green.
lime green?
Yeah, lime.
Oh, yeah. That's like a Kelly green.
Yeah, lime. It's very funny because I've put my computer on a book.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show you the book. Trisha Fields
Oh,
pattern.
sure. Yeah.
And she has great color sense. You see that?
Oh my gosh, yes. Now, when you were designing in the 80s, in the 90s, in the 2000s, did you find your color sense changing?
No, no. I designed my own fabrics also because in shoes uh, um, there were certain color combinations that always worked. Multi-metallics,
Hmm.
gold and silver with white, or gold and silver with black or with bronze. There were certain combinations of shoes that worked. And I didn't do a lot of blue and turquoise. I'm much more of a red and pink and orange. I'm
So
not a blue
those are hot colors.
because I'm a hot woman.
Yes.
I'm not a blue person. I'm not a really navy person.
It's true. You light up and you can see with the blouse.
Yeah, this is definitely.
It's very flattering.
I have so many orange things in the summertime.
I love that. I love that. Now, for shoe design, do you find that the colors sell the shoe? In a sea of navies and neutrals, do you find that colors, the embellishment, the embroidery, did you find that that's what sold your shoes?
What sold my shoes was that they were unique to whatever else was, they were embellished They were decorated. I found a shoe today I go in my museum. 80% of the shoes in the museum are half pairs because the other half pair ended up going to a factory to be copied or influenced, and that was it. It never came back. But occasionally there's a pair. And I found a pair today or yesterday, the black high heel mules. I was about to buy a pair on Vestiaire of black high heels, and then I found my own. I said, "Wow, these are fabulous!" But I'm going to show you a shoe I just found. You see this?
Yes.
All right.
Stunning.
See the heel? This is a very special construction. It's called Taj. On the other shoe, it says Taj inside because the heel is inserted in and it's a medium heel. Yeah, it says Taj inside. So I brought the other one into the shoemaker because this was broken. So this is so sexy on, and it's a medium heel. And I'm going to keep this for myself. And it's a very rare shoe from the 60s, and the construction is very famous called Taj.
And is that calf hair?
Yeah.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I love the heel.
Yeah, I was always influenced by the 50s. I thought the women in the 50s were the most sexy, the most glamorous, and the shoes were also the sexiest and the glamorous and had the most, I was like Miami summer sexy movie star. That was
Yes.
my direction.
Yes.
And that
Yes.
and that was what I went after. And nobody else,
Nobody else was designing that way.
they're still not. And I followed a lot of people try to copy me, but they all went out of business. I at least kept myself going for a long, long time.